What's going on, YouTube viewers? Today we've got a little bit of old school point to prove video blogs and more the video blog style than an actual walkthrough of a workout itself. So plenty of clips, plenty of different days to go through. However, there's not one full day in here, it's just loads of little days compiled and packed together. I need to try and get a little bit more footage again of me actual being myself and not just training in the gym all the time. I need to try and get a little bit more food footage for you guys. But again, let me know what you want to see down in the description box below. So you just saw a set of 5 with 140 there. You might not be able to count the plates. Just to let you know, greens are 10s, blues are 20s, yellows are 15s, and the little red on the side is a 2.5. I was a 1 rep max of a 165, and I did the 140 for 5 beforehand as well. Did 5 sets of squats in total, varying between the 2 weights there which you saw. So I did a 160 before that class as a set, and did a 165, and then I went back down to the 140s again. Then on some RDLs. Normally in videos beforehand I've showed you me touching the floor and going. I've started to change it up a little bit and started to do partial RDLs instead. So not quite fully touching the floor and just working on a little bit of tension with those ones. The only problem with touching the floor is then obviously tension stops and starts in between. I think I've expressed this in other videos before about range of motion and time under tension. Range of motion and time under tension are 2 great ways of building muscle and changing your physique and in a sense of training. But however, don't always stick to just time under tension, and don't always just stick to range of motion. If you had to stick to one more than the other, I'd say concentrate on the range of motion more than the time under tension factor. If not time under tension factor, it's just going to turn into partial reps with every single thing you do. And you ain't going to get the most out of it. Yes, in that one set you'll hit some great numbers, but out of how many of those numbers did you actually do a full rep, or out of how many of those numbers actually counted? Again, in our gym especially, the amount of guys which will load up 2 plates on bench, and I'd say 2 plates on bench is one of those you've made it with a bench press. In the sense of, as long as you can push it for a few reps, you've made it. In a commercial gym anyway, in a powerlifting gym, 2 plates is still a warm-up. In a commercial gym, if you're putting on 2 plates on the bench press, then it's a stop and start, let's have a look at this guy, let's see what he's doing. But the amount of guys I've seen load up 2 plates by himself, and I've taken a quick glance at him, not judging them at all, but I've gone, right, I might have to throw my dumbbells down here and catch this bar off his neck. And then one of them actually did just about land on his neck. And some guy rushed over and picked it up off him, but I was halfway through my set, hence why I couldn't actually go and help him. But no, we've had a really good week worth of lifting this week. Started training with a few more people as well, which might get introduced into the channel. If you do see me in the gym, if you do watch any of these videos and you're from my gym, by all means come over and have a chat with me. A few guys have spoken to me before about the channel and where I want to go with competing again, and I guess I could talk about that now actually. So with the channel in itself, my aim is just to get regular content out there. It's not really to push me in the sense of, oh, look at my YouTube channel, this and that, because it's nothing to be impressed by. The amount of followers I've got is minimal. A larger YouTuber can cough and get more than what I've got in a 50-second video, if that at all. So it's more a case of, for me, having stayed true to it. So if I come into the gym and I do my workouts, I feel a little bit of a, what's the word? I don't even know what to say. I feel almost obliged to show you guys sometimes what I get up to and what I'm actually doing in the gym, because I like you being able to give me feedback on what I'm doing, but not just that, I like you being able to see what I'm doing in the gym. So I've seen a few people actually come up to me in our gym and be like, oh, other day when you're doing this feel like workout, how many sets, how many reps did you do? Because I don't always say how many sets and reps I do, because it's not always, I don't need to tell you every single rep, every single set, but when you actually want me to do a full XYZ routine, then by all means just let us know and I'll go through and I'll put it up onto the YouTube channel itself. But with all the support you guys have been giving me at the moment, it's still keeping me going. On the target for 1,000 subscribers, that's where I'll be happy to hit an achievement, I guess, if you want to call it. YouTube's not the easiest thing to grow, as it does take a little bit of time, and you have to try and push it on your social medias, just any social media in general. Speaking of social media, I'm going to go over something now. So the amount of requests I get on a daily basis of guys and girls inboxing me on my Instagram or my Facebook or whatever like that, it's like, oh, would you be able to do, I like your page, I like your lifts or whatever, please can you give me a shout out, I want to make it in fitness, I want to become a sponsored athlete, this, that and the other. And it's just the wrong way to go about it. Again, my follow account, whatever, isn't that impressive. Most of the people who followed me, I've followed them all back, so it's like a general mutual acquaintance thing as to why I've got my numbers. I wouldn't say they're impressive numbers at all. Again, hi, Instagram account, can probably get that in a day, but it's just a wrong way to go around it. If you want to actually get followers and get a social media following, all you have to do is just stay true to the grind. Just upload a photo once, twice, 3, 4 times a week. I think I'm saying that. I'd say at least 4 a week you need to be doing on your social media posts, because you need to stay active for someone to actually want to follow you and want to keep up with you. But if you stay on the grind and keep the quality and keep the content coming, then the people will come as well. You can't just expect, oh, they get a shout out, all of a sudden, bam, all these people are going to jump onto the channel. Well, the reason as to why all those people would jump onto the channel is if they like what they saw. If you've got no content there, then no one is going to want to follow you. So you've got to stay true to the grind, and you've got to keep the content coming and try and change it up all the time. And try and think of something else, because in fitness, everything is almost the same, and I'm not going to lie to you, it's very repetitive over and over and over. My week stays the same split-wise until every, 12, 20 weeks or whatever, I end up changing the whole of the split itself just to kind of shock me a little bit more. But that's going to conclude today's video again, guys. Thank you for watching, and I will catch you on the next one.